who are we as an organization, or as a creature, as a being? Many of you who are our visitors will be wondering, what is this? Is it a church? Is it a religion? Is it a cult? Is it safe to be here? And I must say, with the very dramatic altar, it's a good question. We have some extraordinarily creative theatre directors in our faculty midst, and thankfully we're never left unsurprised. So I want to welcome you with whatever questions you arrive with, those of you who obviously come here to support your friends, your family, but possibly also come with your questions about, well, what is this that I'm showing up for? The strange thing is that we keep asking that too. So welcome to our own dialogue. Here we are in London this hot afternoon with a whole context of the world going on around us. Our organization is about to turn 19 years old, which is that sort of rather awkward time between late childhood and early adulthood. And I think that's part of the mystery of what this class of ordinands take us into. You taking us into a time where we are wanting to leave home, metaphorically, and yet also very much needing home as well, partly the home that we come from and to create our own. And that's quite a delicate transition, the honoring of the past, now nearly a 20-year history of this organization in this country, and also that sense, well, can we, whilst honoring the past, all that we are founded upon, also keep stepping into the present? And the present is a very demanding place. So it's no easy task to do that dance of being honoring and grateful and welcoming of the foundations, whilst looking into the present as deeply as possible to be authentic with that. In a way, who we are as an organization is an intention to be the presence of life. Whether we call that life God or not, whether you call it the source or love, whatever your name is, whatever my name is, for that which is sacred and that which is the invisible thread that weaves all of tangible life together, whatever that is, that mystery that is profoundly benevolent, whatever that is, it's that presence that this organization, this training, our ministers intend to represent in the world. I was going to say to extend or radiate, but that feels like almost too much doing. It's much more a standing up and saying we represent, bear witness to, and believe in the sacred. Life, the sacred life. How do we do that? We run a 2-year training for the likes of these extraordinary people in front of you. And in this training, all of us who have walked that journey undertake the task which is sometimes very, very exacting. The task of simply arriving at this day today, where each of you will step into the place where you reclaim the truth of who you are. Call that by any language and any name. You are returning to your ordained self. You are not adding anything or changing anything in essence. It's a return to what was and always is there. However, in the process of life, this life on this planet as we know it, much comes in the way to confuse us about that sense of who we are in essence and what life is in essence. And so what we do as an organization, in part, is provide a process where very ordinary people, like all of you, like me, and like these 28 here, come to work in community for 2 years to break through into a deeper sense of trust. Trust in each other and trust in that essential spirit of life within. And it is a journey that you know and I know is an extraordinary blend of joy and suffering, and tears and laughter, and trials and tribulation. And what it requires is both a very big blend of creativity and an even bigger blend of forgiveness. Because this journey back to who we are is not what we think. The rational solution to whatever the problem is not usually the one that brings us back to who we are. It's as if, and I said this to you a few days ago, it's as if we have to change the radio channel in our minds when we are seeking to remember a bigger and deeper truth. So the path of both creativity and forgiveness is a deep, deep braid. And then what else do we do as an organization? We bless with all our hearts the work of those who have passed through this journey to move into the world, and we call ourselves ministers. And like with all of these words, ordination, minister, reverend, they can be interpreted in so many ways. The word minister, in the way that we use it, is a signal of somebody having stepped into that sense of who they are. It might imply that they are going to provide ceremonies, weddings, baby blessings, funerals, rites of passage. What it definitely implies is that they might not look like a minister in the way that we usually perceive of that word. They may look like your GP. They may look like your bus driver. They may be the woman who looks after your child in daycare. They may be your yoga teacher. They may be your son's art teacher. They may be a lawyer or a politician or a surgeon or a seamstress or a gardener. A minister is somebody who has willingly chosen to find their expression of their purpose in life and to live their expression from that place, from their purpose of having understood that life is sacred, that you are sacred, and that therefore whatever you do in that spirit brings the sacred into presence. And so today, really, we're here to celebrate courage. We're here to celebrate this ordinary and extraordinary motion. And we're here to say thank you to the 28 who are stepping into the world, to all of our ministers who are in this room, who, in my mind, are like the stars at night. There's this incredible starlit sky because of ministers in the world. And it's not only our ministers, it's anybody in the world, whether they're aware of it or not, who is alive to a sense of presence. And we extend our gratitude to you and to all of us for the courage that that takes. So in closing, I wish to offer a prayer to the God of our understanding, a prayer to the God thankfully beyond our understanding, that we may listen for the silence between the words, that we may listen for the silence between the vows, that we may listen for the silence even between the blessings, that we may turn our attention from that place to the joy and suffering in this world. And from this sanctuary of commitment today, we send a resonance into the world as a declaration of both simple and extraordinary love. Thank you.